Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to Today in HipHop. I am your boy Noah Jones. This is episode number 19. Today's episode is sponsored by Private Road Clothing. If you're about that luxury lifestyle, you need to visit the luxury brand Private Road Clothing. Startup company making some major moves. Definitely something to check out. PrivateRoadClothing.com, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is episode 19. And I think we're going to switch gears today. We're going to try a little something different. Usually I report on the news. Today I want to give you a little advice, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're familiar with who I am Noah Jones. I have my own website, music, etc., etc. And I like to give people some advice. You know, I mentor people, etc., etc. I do a lot of things. One of the things I primarily talk about is time management. But I never really go into too much detail on how you should use your time management. So, what I want to do is I want to tell you guys some strategies and what you should be doing to avoid what is known as the trap. Now, something many of you may not understand is jobs are a trap. They are set up in order to trap you. Now you may be thinking, Noah Jones, what do you mean it's set up to trap you? Like, how could a job trap you? They pay me money, they help me pay my bills. Let me explain to you how the job is a trap. Jobs never pay you what you're worth. They always pay you slightly less than what you need in order to take care of business, so you have to keep coming back the following day for more work. Let me explain it to you. Now, if jobs paid you what you were worth and you made enough money, you wouldn't want to work 5 and 6 days a week. You'd be content with working maybe 1 or 2 days a week if they paid you what you feel you're worth. So what they do is they pay you less than they're supposed to pay you. They pay you way less. And they work you so hard while you at work that when you finally get off work, you don't feel like doing anything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the trap. Now, here's why it's a trap. Not only do you not have energy to put into your children, to put into yourself, this trapping method stops you from reaching for your dreams, which will allow you the independence and the financial freedom you need to do your own thing. So they pay you the bare minimum, and they always make you do more. Think about it. These companies pay you minimum wage, which means the lowest they can ever possibly pay you, and they expect you to do the maximum amount of work. This shit don't make sense to me. If you're paying me the minimum, you should expect to receive the minimum amount of work. But that's not how it works. They pay you the minimum, and then they're on your back 24 hours a day. They're rushing you. They're trying to get you to hurry up. They want you to be perfect. They want you to be detail-oriented. They want you to be on time. They want you to stay late. This is the trap. The owners of these companies do not care about you. They will replace you, and they will bring somebody else in, and it's a revolving door. All of this stuff is calculated in how low they pay you. They can afford to keep bringing in new people and firing them at no cost to them because they are not paying anybody what they're worth. How many times have you worked 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours? You get off work and you don't want to do shit. What do you want to do? Watch Netflix. Why do you think this is? It's set up so you don't chase your dreams. Because if you achieve your dreams, you'll be working for yourself. And then you can take these trips. You can drive these Bugattis. You can see all these amazing things all over the world that the world has to offer. It is a trap. It's set up to keep you going back to work so you can rob Peter to pay Paul. It's one elaborate scheme, and they train you ever since you're a child. When you're going to school, they have you listening to a teacher. The class ends, what do you hear? You hear a bell ring. The bell signifies you move to your next situation. You move to your next period. You take lunches and breaks on schedules, and they do it according to a bell a lot of the times. They tell you when you can take a break. They tell you when you can take a lunch. They tell you have to ask to go to the restroom. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to ask nobody shit. If I gotta use the restroom, I'm going to the restroom. I shouldn't have to ask permission or let somebody know, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. This is the trap. Now, what you are supposed to do as an individual, after you get off work, you have to somehow summon up enough energy to focus on something to where you can become your own boss. You can make your own decisions. You can live your own lifestyle according to what's best for you and your family. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not want somebody telling me that this is the maximum amount of money you can make. You're not gonna tell me, oh, Mr. Jones, we'll hire you for $40,000 a year. That's all you can make. I feel like my brain is worth way more than that. And these companies are so set in their little system to where they do not want to change anything. They don't want to get with the times. They want you to put in a whole bunch of hours. And here's another aspect. Say you get a job, right? You're starting in the beginning of the pay period. So what happens? Normally people get a job because, why? They need the money to pay bills, right? So what happens? You get a job at the beginning of the pay period. A lot of these jobs are bi-weekly jobs, so that means you have to work 2 weeks before you get a paycheck. So if you start at the beginning of the pay period, you not only have to work the first full 2 weeks before you get a check, you have to wait till the following week after that to actually get the check after your hours are put in. So you're working probably 2.5 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks before you get a full paycheck. Now, think about all the money you've invested already. You've had to put gas in your car in order to get to work. You had to buy food, in order to have lunch so that way you have the energy to go to work on time and to do your job. So by the time you get your first paycheck, you're already in the hole. You've already spent a great deal number of money. So your first paycheck really is just you replenishing a lot of the money that you've already spent in order to have that job and to get to that job and to stay functional for that job in the first place. This is a trap. This is why it's set up this way. So your first paycheck, you're already behind. Now you got the job because you needed a job because you were behind. Now you're even further behind. And I don't know about you, but I know that these bills, they don't want to wait for their money. They'll turn your shit off. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the trap. So what you need to do as far as your time management, work your 8 hours a day, right? There's nothing wrong with working your 8 hours a day. Do not do any more than you're supposed to do. Work your 8 hours, come home. But the additional 4 hours that you would have given that job as a 12-hour shift, spend those 4 hours coming up with a strategy on how you can become your own boss. Go online, invest in some things, do what you need to do. If you're gonna work any overtime, use that money as startup money for your own venture. So that way you are no longer working for these people where they can control your income. They can tell you when you're fired. They can tell you when you come to work. They can get mad at you if you're late. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes your child gets sick. Sometimes there's an accident on the freeway. These companies don't give a fuck. They don't want to hear that. They want you at work when they want you there because they have money that needs to be made off your back. This is the way capitalism works, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way capitalism works. So what I want every one of you guys to do, come up with a plan. Figure out how you can use your spare time to focus on your own venture. If you can give some company owner, some rich motherfucker that don't care about you, that's driving around in a Lambo while you're fucking taking a Honda Civic to work, busting your ass, if you can give this guy or this girl 8 hours a day, you should be able to give yourself at least 2 hours a day. You, yourself, and your time should be more valuable than the 8 hours that you're giving somebody else. That is how you should use your time management. Focus on creating your own. We're in a day and age now where we don't need to ask anybody for anything. Years ago, as an artist, we had to worry about the record labels. In order to get our music out there, we had to go through the record labels. Now we can sign up online and get our music on Spotify and iTunes and Tidal on our own. There are no more gatekeepers. There's a lot of things in life that are just like that, where if you apply yourself, you do a little research, you spend a little money to get this shit going, you could be your own boss. And then instead of spending 8 hours a day working for somebody else, you take that same 8 hours and put it into your company. And then what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna make your company successful. You get what you put in. And then eventually, you can hire other people to work for you. So now you can ride off and buy that expensive car, or go tour and go see Europe and go to these other places that are so gorgeous that normally you would not be able to go to because you're working a 9 to 5, because you don't have the vacation pay, because you don't have the sick time, because you don't have any more days off, because you're working 6 days a week for a job that's paying you the minimum. You see what I'm saying? This is time management at its finest. This is what you use your time management for, specifically. Manage your time to where you can become your own boss and break these chains and break out of this trap. Remember, as you're driving up the street, everything that you see, everything was once somebody else's dream to make happen. When you see that store across the street, it was somebody's dream to open up a store. When you see this building or that fire department or whatever you want to call it, it was somebody's dream to build that. When you see these cars, it was somebody's dream to build that car. It was somebody's dream to open that company. We're all dreamers. The thing is, some people just don't act on their dreams, but we are all dreamers. So this is what I want you guys to focus on. If you know me, I got my hands in a lot of shit, because one of these things is gonna make me a millionaire. One of these things is gonna make me rich. And I'm gonna pursue them all relentlessly until I reach my goal. Don't let these other people dictate your future. Break out of the trap. Break out of it. Use your time management to make yourself financially independent, to provide for your family, for your loved ones, and for yourself. I'm your boy Noah Jones, and thank you for listening. This is Today in Hip Hop, episode number 19. Spread the word. Don't forget to like, subscribe, donate if you're feeling the show. Talk to y'all again soon. Love you. Peace.